we've launched Operation Prosperity Guardian.
The United States announced the launch of a new international maritime force in response to Yemen's Houthi attacks on Red Sea shipping. But just over a week after the launch, many US allies don't want to be associated with it publicly or at all. The Pentagon says 20 countries have signed up for the defensive coalition Operation Prosperity Guardian. It aims to ensure billions of dollars worth of commerce can flow freely through a vital shipping choke point in the Red Sea, as the Houthis try to inflict an international cost over Israel's campaign in Gaza. But nearly half of those countries have so far not come forward to acknowledge their contributions or allowed the US to do so. The Iran-backed Houthis have attacked or seized a dozen ships with missiles and drones since November 19th. The EU has signalled its support of the Maritime Task Force with a joint statement condemning the Houthi attacks. Italy and Spain issued statements appearing to distance themselves from the maritime force. Saudi Arabia and the UAE have proclaimed no interest in the venture. The reluctance is partly explained by public anger over Israel's Gaza offensive, launched after the October 7th rampage in southern Israel by Hamas militants that killed 1,200 people. There is also the risk that participating countries become subject to Houthi retaliation. That appears to be the case for India, which is unlikely to join the US operation, according to a senior Indian military official. Many European and Gulf countries already participate in one of several US-led military groups in the Middle East. Some countries not formally joining the Red Sea Maritime Task Force could still coordinate patrols with the US Navy.
More shipping companies are set to avoid the Red Sea following attacks on merchant vessels by Houthi militants. German container line Hapag-Lloyd is among the latest to say it will steer clear. 25 of its ships will be rerouted before the end of the year. Hong Kong's OOCL is making a similar move. Ships will have to take longer routes to avoid the hotspot, and that could roil supply chains worldwide. The Suez Canal route accounts for about 12% of global trade. Costs will jump too, with the price of shipping a container from China to the Mediterranean up 44% just this month. Experts say anything that is moved by sea, from toys to food and clothing, could be at risk. Concern over disruption to supplies is driving commodity prices higher too. Metals prices rose Friday, as did benchmark oil prices. Crude jumped around 1%, though traders say the impact on supplies should actually be limited. Relatively little oil is shipped through the Red Sea. Much now depends on the International Naval Task Force being set up by Washington. The Pentagon says over 20 countries have signed up to take part, though some did not want to be named. Vessels from the US, British and French navies have already shot down Houthi drones in the area. On Thursday, UK Foreign Minister David Cameron met his Egyptian counterpart to discuss the crisis.
It's absolutely essential that those maritime corridors, that the free movement of ships, of goods, of manufacturers, of oil, of world trade, that they keep going.
The crisis grew out of the war between Israel and Palestinian militant group Hamas, which runs Gaza. Yemen's Houthis have threatened to target all ships heading to Israel in response.